Hello, everybody.
Hello, Patricia. Hello, everyone. Thank you. Thank
Oh,
you, Mike. Thank you, Deb, for being here.
yes, let me say hello to Leyland. Good to see you there, Mike and Shania, Sophia. Good to see you. Let me see. There is also Disco Daphne, Thumper the Rabbit, and on your channel, I see. And then we've got people in pill.net and on Rumble that are just
Oh,
watching and lurking. So I will check the chats anyway separately. Hi, Alexa. Good to see you.
oh,
And Vivian, good to see you there. So today we are with Dulsanea. And well, I mean, actually, I have Alexa to thank for that, to send me a video about you. And I watched it and I resonated with everything you said. And so, I want to, we're going to go through lots of things. And let's just get it started and introduce yourself as in, you know,
where'd you go?
a
Can you see me?
see you, yes.
Okay, good. You froze.
I did? Oh, there might be. Well, my internet is actually now connected with a wire, so I don't have any internet problems anymore. But
Good.
it doesn't matter. So also check in the description. I put it in the ticker for all her links and sessions and workshops and freebies and everything that you are interested in. But for now, let's start with tell me a bit about yourself.
Well, thank you so much again for having me. So, here it all started actually as a child. And I was already talking even before I realized what I was doing. They were my best friends. I spoke with them all the time. As I got older, it actually wasn't encouraged. In fact, both family, both direct family as well as family, uncles, cousins, they looked at me like I had like three heads. And so with that, of course, it got so dampened down. I just wasn't aware and I stopped doing it. I moved forward kind of with just, figuring out school and growing up. And then, I mean, I'm in my 60s. So back in
Wow.
2000, yeah.
I never thought that.
Yeah,
Okay, go on.
I'll be 65 in 2 months. So
What?
yeah,
So
yeah.
you're like 11 years older than me. I mean, good Lord, how do you keep yourself like that? I don't know.
Well, it's all part of this. It's really all part of this. And my awakening was when I was caring for one of our cats, Fuligan. That this was back in 2013, and he was very ill, and I was at my wit's end. I was doing everything for him, but I really knew I needed something else. And one day at one of my local pet stores, they were having an event, and there was a Reiki master there, and they were all part of the community where my crystal store was at the time, and they all knew who I was and they knew what I was going through. And somebody said to me, "Why not have an animal communication session?" And I was like, duh,
Right.
right? When you're in the midst of dealing with any trauma, any anxiousness, any, caring for an animal in this case, when you know the transition is eventually going to happen at some point, you can't think clearly. You're not in the present moment. But as soon as she said that, I was just like, oh my God, full again. Yes. So when we had the session, it was long distance. I was on the phone with her. I immediately heard him. I immediately understood exactly what he's been trying to tell me and how he was so grateful. He told me, "Yes, I want to be euthanized, but don't say anything to the rest of the family. Let them pick up on it." And they did.
Wow.
And they did. They did. And from there, he just said, when the time is right, you need to really start doing this full time. You need to dive into it. And this is what animals do. They always share with me the truth, of course, but they always allow lightheartedness to come through. And he said, please don't name your business after my name, because his name is Fuligan. Fuligan means jet black, all colors of black.
Oh, really? I
Yeah,
didn't know that.
I mean, his body was jet black
Right.
and shiny. He said, "Don't name it. Name it after my soulmate, which her name is Serena, and she's physically here. She's 20. She's my girl. They're oh my god, they're soulmates like you wouldn't believe. They're always talking with one another. But that's how I awoke into it, and I've been since 2013 practicing, pursuing, training, just working. I mean, the first year I became a Reiki master, and in my Reiki master training, the readings were just coming. And finally somebody said, you need to combine, you need to let people know you're not just a Reiki master, but you're an animal psychic, you're a pet psychic. I'm like, duh. So 2014, okay, so
Yeah.
boom.
That's a long time ago already. So you had plenty of time to
Oh
actually,
yeah.
improve yourself with that. And
Absolutely. And it takes practice. And I'll go more into
oh,
depth about how it works and all like that. But that, in 60 seconds or less, that's how I awoke into it. And it's been such a treasure. And I do want to say it is not a gift. You're all born telepathic. You're all born psychic. Animals are born psychic and telepathic. It's just a matter of practicing. It is a skill. And
right.
that's what we do. I have services, I have a community where we practice this every week. So it's powerful.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm so because I can so relate to the things. I've always been closer to animals than humans, and
Mhm.
I actually did train myself also with the communication. Uh, Ironically enough, it's harder with your own animals than it is with other people's animals.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the reason why is because we have so much emotions invested in the relationship, and we have life experiences with them where we weren't in the present moment with them, where, oh, I did that, I'm so sorry, or they were going through something and we weren't sure how to handle it. So it is, it but you can. It's very powerful, and you can learn the signs and signals that your animal is communicating with you. And it's interesting because when I have six indoor cats, and I care for about 12, 15 outdoor feral cats and kittens. So when I talk with them, it's different than when I talk, for example. Hopefully you guys will get to see me in so-called in action, which is really not much to see, but the information comes through totally different.
Right. I find this amazing because I learned myself kind of the hard way when it comes to well, first of all, the loss of my animals, and I lost a piece of myself, and it was just this week, thanks to Alexa again, who posed two questions to me about self-love. And I thought, I had self love when I had my cats. And as soon as I lost them, I thought, no, I didn't. I never had it because I don't feel that anymore. And then now, after more than 2 years, I realized, no, I just lost a piece of myself. And I just mixed that up with saying I didn't have self love. But you just need to go through that grief. And
Yes.
boy, that was hard. And so,
Yes.
but now I realized, hang on, it's not like I didn't have self love because I literally made it a belief system for myself. Like, okay, so only with them I had self love, therefore it wasn't self love. So, and I was wrong. And I only figured it out this week. So, um, what would you say to people that lose their animals?
So you're right. It is a process. But one of the most important things to understand, and all the animals in spirit that I've spoken with, they all tell me in their own way, in their own words, with their own images, that they don't want their humans to be so enthralled in such depression, such sadness, such grief, such guilt, such anger, such frustration, such out of control, or not taking time to really love themselves, because that was one of their major message about unconditional love. And when we're in the grieving process, that is the time where we need to reunite with those life lessons that our animals have taught us, because they're still here teaching us right now. And one of the biggest things to understand when we lose a fur baby, a feather baby, a scale baby, it doesn't matter what kind of animal. It just doesn't.
No.
They want you to literally move forward, do something every day that gets you back into your schedule, but you don't have to forget about them. That's not what they want. Because when you raise your vibration and going, yeah, I am going to the park today, I am determined to just sit and enjoy watching these animals, and I know you're going to be with me there. Wow. Do you see the difference in that energy? And I mean, I've had clients who do that. And they're
Right.
like, come back to me and go, oh my God, Dulsa, thank you so much, because it just opened my heart up. And that's what they want us to do. They don't want us to constantly be living in those old belief systems, those old
Yeah.
messages, those old emotions. And
Yeah.
and society too. We've got to be careful. Society doesn't, the grasp of society on the whole don't really understand
Right.
what we're experiencing and how precious, a gerbil can be to someone, or a goldfish.
Right.
How, it's just a goldfish, just flush them down the toilet.
Right. And when so like when my cat passed away, I felt like they were not here, and it took a while. And then after a month I got so depressed, and I just couldn't. I was literally crawling over the floor crying like, come back to me, come back to me. And so then I saw their pictures moving, and right then and there I said, "Oh my God, you guys are here. You guys are here." And I feel you now. And from that
Bingo.
moment on, well, obviously, I still had to go through the grieving process,
You
but
had to go through that, but
I
what
felt
you did was you asked.
yes,
You asked if
yes,
we
out
just
loud.
ask. And you can be verbally like you were, or you can be in solemn, quietness. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
When you ask and you truly ask because you want a sign, because it's coming from your heart,
yeah,
how are you not going to receive it? Of course you're going to receive it, but you can't like go, okay, I asked, where is it? You can't be like
no,
that.
no,
You've
doesn't
got to
work
be
because it comes
totally in the
from the
presence.
heart.
Yeah.
And
You,
the other thing that happened to me, well, obviously it was with the storm. I talked about this earlier, that the light would go on constantly when all the electricity went off in Mexico. But the one special thing was my Christmas that I don't do, only spend with my cats. And then I wrote on Facebook, I was, I hope you will be dancing with me like we always did every year in spirit this Christmas, because I miss that. And it was this 2 days later, second was first Christmas Day, and I fed a cat on the street, and I get out on the street, in the main street, and out of the blue, and the street was deserted, which was very rare there. And out of the blue, I hear this song, and it was that particular song I
yeah.
would always dance with them on. So, and I was like, thank you. And I actually didn't cry. I looked up and I said, thank you. And I started dancing on the street.
Yes. And because you were in joy, you were able to receive. And that is so important. If we can raise our vibration and just be like, I am open to whatever I can receive from you, or send me a song, send me a feather. In fact, yesterday, I think it was yesterday. Yes, yesterday, on one of the other social media platforms, I was doing a live and I was reading, and I was connecting with a dog. And the human was like, I miss them so terribly. And I said, you don't have to miss them. You can't find your water cup. It was he showed me a green plastic water cup with like a sippy lid. I said,
Right.
you can't find your water cup, can you? And she typed in, no, where is it? I said, your dog in spirit is hiding it from you because trying to get your attention. He is right there with, she was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. I can't find it. Now I know. And during the live, I think she came back and she said, I found it now. Another live, people were sharing, one person was talking about their cat, and I said, well, your picture frames are moving, aren't they? And she turned around, she typed in, yes, freaking out. So I mean, when we ask for signals, or we open our heart to just being, I am ready for any signal you want to give me.
Yeah.
Even if you can't think of something and you're walking and you go to your car and you find a nickel on the ground, or you find a feather, or you find an intact flower, or you find a piece of jewelry. Maybe you lost a piece of jewelry like years ago and you found it outside by your house.
Oh gosh, yeah, I know those kind of things that I would like. Where did that come from? Oh my God, I haven't seen that since before my cats died, and so things like that. And I always stick, and I've got like two bottles full of feathers,
Yeah.
and because it went on and on and on, and it was amazing. So what about the other way around though? So yes, the animals, unless you have something more to say about the animals in the spiritual world and how people deal with their grief.
Well, the other thing about that is, please understand, they're not dead. Nothing dies. We don't die. Plants, animals, earth, Mother Earth, nothing dies. It just changes form. And I think intellectually, when you can grasp that and go, okay, I get that, and then allow yourself emotionally to open up to any and all opportunities and possibilities of signs and signals, because I'm reading some of everybody's chatting up. Signs and signals are coming through for me, and I knew a way to help. I There was one from Vivian. I lost my prince recently. He literally gave other physical signs. So it does happen for you. You just have to have faith in yourself and faith in knowing that the animals just change form. So I do want to talk about the opposite end of that,
Yes.
meaning what happens when humans leave the physical body and they change form and their animals are still here in the 3D world. Well, first of all, you have to understand animals are dimensional beings. That's how their DNA is all dimensional. Okay.
Is that,
They don't.
sorry, can I just interject
Sure.
that quickly? Because I thought that was like more cats that are more spiritual, kind of, but what you're saying is literally every animal. Okay.
Bingo.
Okay.
Animal, insects, plants. The only ones that are have to work at being dimensional is in these human bodies. So with that
Oh
being said,
God. And yes, is that tough?
yeah. With that being said, because animals are dimensional all the time, do they have difficulty when they do lose their human? Some do. Some don't. Some know I'm good. What happens when those that don't is because it's possibly the interpretation of the human that is now taking care of that animal. Oh my God, my dog is so sad. They won't go out. They won't do anything. And I've had clients like this. I've gone live again on social media where they share this with me. And the first question I ask is, how is your energy? Are you still heavy with the grieving process, or have you processed some of the grieving and you feel pretty good about where you are versus where, of course, your relationship is with your deceased loved ones? And they're like, oh, I'm a basket case. Okay. The reason Here's what's going on. The animal that you are now caring for, they're trying to help you and they're trying to reflect to you how you're doing. That's what animals do. They reflect to us. They are our mirror. If you can't figure out how you're doing, go check out and see what your frog is doing. Go check out your snake and see what your snake is doing. Go check out your horse and see how they're doing. Are they happy go lucky, or are they like, hey, I want to try and comfort you? You're not getting, but don't yell at me. And if you yell at me, I'm just going to run away because you're frustrated. So animals will reflect to you. if you're super, super depressed and super grieving, they're going to try and comfort you. If you don't acknowledge it, that animal will continue being depressed.
Right. I've
But
seen
if
that
you
firsthand.
acknowledge to the animal, I know, thank you so much for helping me. And I know you're good. I know you can see them. I know you energetically, you can talk with them easier than I can. So thank you for that. That's the perspective humans that are caring for animals who lost a human.
Right.
That's what they need to do. But let's say, for example, this animal has been given up to a shelter,
Oh
right?
God. Yeah.
Right? And they are super, super depressed. Now, I'm not here to educate people in the shelter world, but they need education about this. Yes, the animal will deal with it and they will actually go into meditation. Animals can vibrationally go in a meditation. You see cats do it all the time. When
Right. Right.
cats
Right.
go like this, they're in meditation. That's a meditation form for cats. Dogs go into meditation too. When you think they're dreaming and they're running, okay? Yeah, they're dreaming, but they're also meditating. If it's not a deep sleep, if it's not in the middle of the night. So also,
So,
it's, it's up to the human who is caring for that animal to acknowledge the grieving for them. It is very important because it does help the animal. It allows the animal not to have to work extra hard in helping the human that's physically here during the grieving process.
yeah, because this is what Thumper the rabbit says. Like, why do you see stories of dogs laying by the grave of their owner, and cats, by the way? Wouldn't they know? That.
Yes, they know. They absolutely know. They're sending a message to the humans that brought them there.
Well,
They
or they
are
go there by
sending.
themselves, and people. I've seen so many videos, and what I see is it actually educates people
Yes.
on the fact that animals are well aware that they lost their human, but even
Yes.
their fellow animal, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
so I think that is the reason, is not so much for themselves, although they do probably grieve, because I did see that. But I think animals, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think animals are here to teach us rather than the opposite way, because even,
I
yeah.
got something for you on that one.
Okay, go ahead.
They are, but I want to solidify that for all of our wonderful viewers, and that is they are here to teach us. And when we see a dog at the grave site, or we, see a cat looking at the video on the phone, right?
Oh
And
my gosh, yes.
they're holding the phone. Well, you have to remember they're energetically hearing, connecting with that spirit. Even though it's through electronics, they're still connecting with that
Right.
spirit. The human who put the phone down or who took the dog to the graveyard, right, to the gravesite, are they able to see the spirit? Possibly.
Yeah.
I would never say, oh, no. Of course you can. Can you feel them? Can you sense them? Absolutely. And it's all you have to do is quiet the heart, quiet the mind, and observe. And you can ask the dog, show me more. Show me more. I need more. I love you. Thank you so much. And the human can feel energy coming to them. The human can hear, oh, I just heard my cousin who we just buried 3 weeks ago. I just heard him. Nobody will believe me, but I know it's the truth.
Right.
So now, our animals here just for us. I'm going to share with you, there are a lot of animal communicators out there that will have a black and white answer.
Right.
I'll never have a black and white answer. My box is open. There is no wall. There's no box. There's no walls. I know for a fact, with my own personal experience with my animals, as well as with my clients' animals, and reading and connecting with them, especially those in spirit, that they also have chosen to be here to learn certain life experiences. And this goes based on soul contracts. All
Right.
the humans, all of us in human form, we have soul contracts with other humans. You and I have a soul contract. Okay?
Right.
It's
Exactly.
powerful. Everybody you are in contact with has a soul contract. Is the soul contract like, oh my God, is it 20 years long? It can be. Is it 5 minutes long? It can be. It is what it is, depending upon what you agreed before you incarnated in the body you're in now. Same thing applies with animals. And yes, if you, I mean, oh my God, I can't, I couldn't, it would take me a while to count how many animals I've connected with, but I have a soul contract with all of them. Is it mind blowing? No. You become conscious of this
Yeah.
in that moment when you go, oh my God, thank you so much, Penelope, for showing me that. I now understand what unconditional love really means. And
Yeah.
you're showing that I need to learn that about myself. Boom, boom,
Yes. Yeah. I've been there.
powerful. So, yes, animals are here also to learn. Now, is it clear to all the humans that, oh, my animals, I'm here to teach my animal and I'm not going to learn anything? No,
Right.
no, no, it's not like that. Again, we have to stop thinking in the 3D world. We really have to understand we are dimensional energetic beings. And the bottom line is when we can learn to come from love and compassion,
Right.
unconditional love for ourselves, unconditional love for all humans without judgment, you
Right.
will find that your relationship, not just with your pets, improve, but with the humans in your life improve. And that's what I offer in my coaching and in my animal communication sessions. In my full animal communication sessions, I dive in whether the animal is physically here or in spirit, what your soul contract is with your animal, what life lessons, why they're here in your life to show you, to teach you, even if they physically have already left the body, because it doesn't stop.
Right.
That was a
So,
lot.
so, um,
Reincarnate.
Alexa is actually asking a question
Yeah,
about reincarnation and animals. Like, can we reincarnate as animals and animals as humans, and then vice versa?
absolutely. Again, you really don't. Whenever we have questions, you're not aware of it, but you already have the answer. You already have the answer. But yes, there's nothing that says an animal has to come back as an animal. They may choose to come back as a human. More than likely, for your purposes now, they will probably come back, because reincarnation is real, as another animal. Will they come back as the same type of animal or a different type? It's all based on your soul contract. But here is the way to know if your animal who physically left the body 6 months ago, and you're like sitting at the dog park and this dog has nobody around them, they have no collar, they have no, and you're like, ooh, where's your mommy or daddy? Oh, and they start acting identical and they actually respond to the same name or the same mannerisms. That is a definite sign that they're reincarnated. Now, is every animal reincarnated? No. No, again, this is an individualized soul choice. However, animals also that are on the other side help bring you a new animal in your life, whether you think you're ready or not, because it's very, very important for you to continue learning that love, learning to really express yourself and heal. And who better to help us heal than more animals? So that animal will start acting very similar, but not 100% like, but they will have similar traits. Oh, wow. Jessie, my dog, she hated beef but loved turkey. You hate beef and love turkey. That's the dog in spirit. That's Jessie, the dog in spirit, just guiding and showing the new puppy what the human will immediately understand and attract to and be an, oh, thank you.
Right. Actually, this I've been like doing. I did like learning about animal communication, etc. And at the time when I was like really into it, I was sitting at a pharmacy, and this woman comes in with a dog, and all of a sudden, I just get this picture from this dog of a floor and the whole house I could see, and I'm like, "Oh, that's quite a nice house." And then I heard him say, "I'm so freaking bored in this pharmacy. I want to go home. I just want to play with my ball on my." On my, and I was like, holy moly, that's like just happened, right? And so I knew that I could connect with them, and now it's way more subtle, but also because I've not been, still there, because even with my own cats that I have now, I can, you know, they do exactly the opposite of what my cats did. And I'm like, and they challenge me and they make me do things that I didn't do before. And so now it's like, that's how we are, right? So you
So do
guys
you
are,
understand this? Do you realize right now you have brand new soul contracts with your two babies? Now, your other cat in spirit is guiding them, definitely. You know
yes,
that. But you're on a new journey. And
yes,
one of the reasons I will share this with you, because I know people, I feel people thinking about this. Well, why does my fur baby pass sooner than I thought? Or there was an accident and they got hit, or they were diagnosed with a terminal disease and it went quickly. Because I
right,
really feel people are asking this. They haven't posted their one.
yeah,
Here's what's going on. It has to do with the soul contract. You could have, and in your case, sweetie, and Patricia, there was an element of your soul contract with her that you completed. And because no, she knew, she, right?
hey, yeah,
Excuse me,
both
he
she and
knew.
he.
Yeah, I get, when
Actually,
they're
they
in
passed
spirit, there
away.
is no male or female.
Well, they both passed in one
But
week.
okay, so well, they're together, right? But the point is that they knew that what you next had to do, the transition you had to make, it would not have worked. It would have been actually more difficult for you. So
Yes,
that's one of the reasons why your soul contract with them was completed. Another reason why animals literally choose to leave the house and go in front of a car is something is going on with their human or humans, where in that soul contract the humans disengaged. They actually got off their path of what they were supposed to learn and went down a different path that was more not part of the soul contract. This is going to lead into something. I'm going to bring up abuse, because I will tell you, many animals choose to leave because they always know when they're going to leave the body. But if it's sooner than later, because the human was veered off her or his path of learning that life lesson or life lessons, and we're going down, pardon the expression, the rabbit hole, the negative hole, and the animal knew they weren't coming back, the animal will choose to leave sooner than later.
because oh my god, this all just opens all up a whole another can of worms for me right now. For example, the orcas that is in one of these bears had a baby, and the first thing she did was kill the baby because I knew obviously the suffering this mother bear went through for her whole life. She didn't want her baby to go through that, and therefore she killed her own baby. And then she got actually out of that cage. And the first thing she did, she ran full force into a wall and with her head consciously to kill
So
her.
that it was quick.
It was quick. And the same with the orcas, although there it goes a little bit slower, a lot slower actually. And I see those things and I'm like, oh my God, it just breaks my heart. But now is my question to you, like, clearly they do have these emotions of suffering and wanting to check out. Is that
So yes, they do. But here's without knowing, without connecting with them and finding out the details, combination of things were going on. Either they, of course, they knew they were in jeopardy. They knew it wasn't part of the soul contract for them to be tortured or captured.
right?
So knowing that the group of humans that were planning on doing that, they chose to end their lives, and including their babies' lives, so that they wouldn't be part of that. But they also, in doing so, they're also showing and creating lessons for humans to learn from.
This is what I learned because I was like, holy moly. So actually, animals do kill themselves because they're in agonizing pain and suffering. And so
Yes,
that opened my eyes to a whole different level. And so, well, obviously, the animal is suffering like crazy. But this is why I asked, like, our animals are a lot here to teach us.
they
Um,
are. They are here to teach us. And the number one lesson is not just unconditional love for them, because we get that
right.
immediately, but it's truly unconditional love for ourselves. How to be compassionate towards ourselves and to all mankind, womankind, all, the trees, the birds, anyone and everyone, because that's the problem with the world. And who better to teach us than animals? Because most humans don't want to be around other humans because of all the emotional baggage, all of the alignments of old beliefs. This is part of my program, Awakening. We have so many belief systems in our brains that like take control
Right.
over our minds and our bodies, which is where dis-ease comes from. And when we are not aware of, oh, I can change my belief. I have a right to do that. Oh, you mean I have a right to feel really good and I don't have to feel guilty about it? Well, where did I go wrong? Why do I feel so guilty? Oh, so someone told me when I was a little kid that I was a stupid blah, 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 or other things. So, having animals in our life, they make the most wonderful mentors and teachers, but we have to be aware of, oh, they're here to teach me to let go of guilt. They're here to teach me not to judge myself. They're here to teach me so I can feel good about myself and love myself and raise my self-esteem. And I am a worthy individual. They know I'm a worthy individual. Well, why doesn't everybody else know that I'm a worthy individual? You know what? I don't have to prove myself to anybody else. I just did. I proved myself to me. And
Right.
that's what animals show us when they come up and purr and they put their paw on our lap or take their paw and put it on our face, like, oh, hey, I'm here.
Right, right. And I actually had to learn that in a different way when they already passed. And I did, like, I was just talking to I believe, yeah, Alexa about it. I did the plant medicine rape, and my cats were there, and instantly they jump on my lap, and I instantly wanted to give them love. And my cat said, "No, stop, don't you see?" And I said, "What?" And she goes, "You do not receive love. You only give it and give it and give it, but you refuse to receive it from me." And I was like, and I was in a trance state, vision state,
Yeah,
and I was like, oh my gosh, I never realized that. So
that is beautiful. That's powerful.
oh yeah.
That's
Yeah,
very powerful.
I
And
sobbed like a baby, and it was so profound. And but that happened after they passed, and it was so real, and I felt him literally just and but this time it was literally immediately, oh my god, you're there. And immediately it was like, whoa, stop here, right here, this is
yes,
where you need to learn your lesson you still haven't learned when we were still alive. And so and that's what happened. And yeah, I was mind blown.
that's
And
powerful. Alexa has a question. Can't they just easily leave the body though from my memory, yogas with high spiritual awareness. Yes, yes, because I'm like, yes, they can. So here's what happens when an animal is, they know they're in transition or they know it's coming soon because the pain in the body is getting so unbearable. They will leave the body way before the body actually dies. Now, the body dies, yes, the body stops, but they know how instantly to leave. You know, just like it's and it is a process. I saw Fuligan do this when he left the body. It was initially right before they gave that first needle. They give the first needle to relax the animal if the animal's tense. Fuligan was very tense. I remember this because his guy was freaking out, but
Right.
knew he had to do it. Anyway, I saw him in it was like a vapor. It was like a vapor. And then instantly I saw him and his energy go in to my guy's center, into his heart. It's just energy. It was
Yeah.
like a blue smoke. For me, it was like a blue smoke. Anyways, powerful. To answer your question, Alexa, yes, they know how to leave the body instantly. They just know.
So what you're then saying is the body is still there and it looks alive because I was at the last stages and I thought, oh my God, I should have done it like few days earlier because I forgot there was a holiday on Monday and the decline was so terrible to look at. But he didn't move anymore, but it was really, he was just not there anymore, kind
Right.
of. But
Right.
his eyes were open and he would
Doesn't
look
mean
at me.
anything. The eyes can be open. They can be that. In fact, they'll be totally gray, and
Yes.
they'll be like lifeless. And they'll. It's like they're staring right at you, but they're not looking at you. They're not there.
Exactly.
They're not
That's what I saw. And I was like, oh my God, I lost connection, right? And then I thought, what's happening? What's going on here? And so you're explaining it now. So actually, that gives me quite comfort. The
Yes.
idea that they are able to actually be that yogi that we still are having to learn, right? As humans, the irony. And it's because there are many people that are like, oh, animals are below us. No, they're not. I mean, you're here to learn from them, and because they're always in the now moment. That's another thing, right?
Yep. Yep. Debbie is Thumper the rabbit. She says I would see it in their eyes, and they left before the heart stopped. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Um.
So let me go to the behavioral changes. So some animals that deal of people that deal with animals that all of a sudden have behavioral problems. All of a sudden they start peeing everywhere, whatever, right? Or biting or being aggressive. And many people tend to, I literally saw on a Craigslist the other day somebody, I have to put this. I tried everything, but he keeps being next to the litter box. And so I sent her a message and I said, it might be that there is a problem with behavior and that she's trying to tell you. Instead of actually trying to everything, maybe try an animal communicator and see if your cat is able to say what's going on. I never got an answer. I believe I don't know. I cannot judge about
You
these.
know, it's okay you didn't get an answer because you put it out there. She
Yeah,
read it, but guess what? So did everybody else read that.
right. Well, not in this case because it was in a private message that I
Oh,
sent
never
it. So
mind.
it was a marketplace type of thing that we
Oh, okay.
actually,
I thought it was a public
yeah,
thing.
which is like a Craigslist, but it's more you can DM each other. But anyway, she did see it indeed,
Mhm.
and that was all that mattered to me because I have no control over what she's
Right.
going to do, right?
Exactly. So,
So yeah,
what?
behavioral.
Tell me your question so that we can. I can.
So, well, actually, I watched it yesterday. Your short about behavioral changes in your pets. That was rather what we were talking, what I was asking about. And so, what would you say to people that?
So I get a gazillion of those,
Yeah.
and even after ruling out any physical problems, like, oh, they had a urinary tract infection, 2 weeks later the cat's still peeing out of the box. It the urinary tract infection continued because of the stress and the anxiety that the human is putting out. When an animal is exhibiting a behavior, the last thing we want to do is yell at them, blame them, tell them to stop, cuss at them, have that vital. Instead, we need to go, whoa, wait a minute. I want to yell at you because I'm angry at you doing that. But wait a minute, you're getting my attention. Oh, I've been like this the whole time. I'm a pissed off porcupine all the time.
Right.
The reason why animals have all these different behaviors is they're reflecting back to their humans, their energy, their emotions. They're either angry, they're either depressed, sad, always going off into the past, living in the past, can't even function by, having a wonderful conversation with someone without bawling or crying. This is a person that needs help. I mean, it's intense. But the point is that the animal is showing, hey, you need to relax. You need to, understand your energies. I'm trying to show you and get your attention. And I have a perfect example. My rabbit peed on my bed. I couldn't figure it out. Then I realized the next day I was full of anxiety. Right. Exactly. Debbie's been working through this, and now, Thumper is really good at not doing that. I'm going to give you guys a really cool example. One of my clients, she booked a reading, was for her cat Simba. Her cat Simba was peeing on the curtains, in the bed, on the dog bed, not her bed, everywhere but where she was supposed to. So when I connected with Simba, she showed me she doesn't have a connection with her human. Her human is very angry and is yelling because there's 2 other people in the house and 3 other dogs, and I hear yelling. And then she shows me when her human does come home, she stinks. She smells of cigarettes. She smells. And she's barely there, but when she comes home, she just throws the food, goes to sleep, wakes up, and goes to do it again. And then on top of that, she showed me the number 2. And I said, what do you mean 2? What do you mean 2? She goes, I'm like, months, years? And I heard weeks. I went, oh, away. She shows me the human is driving. So this human goes and travels frequently for 2 weeks at a time, has somebody else care for her, doesn't pay any attention. I explained this to the human. The human shared with me, she said, oh my God, I work at a bar. I smoke. I do travel. I have to go to Colorado for weeks on weeks and come back. And I take the dogs, but I don't take her.
Oh my gosh.
And I said, here's what you have to do. You have to start talking with her, letting her know you're going to work and that you will change your clothes and put them in a plastic bag before you walk in the house, meaning you'll change your clothes before you get in your car to leave to come home. You will let her know when you're coming home in your mind's eye. She just totally got it. And I said, oh, by the way, Simba really loves it when you brush her. You used to do that when she was a kitten. Oh my God, I totally forgot. Nope, she stopped peeing immediately.
Yeah.
No,
I've experienced this from friends that actually told me that, and they said, what has changed in your life? Do you still give the same attention that you used to give? And it instantly changed. And you know what, I had the experience myself, as my cats would always meow in front of the door constantly. And And then I thought, and also one time when I went traveling and I didn't say anything, I just did it, right? And I came back and they were furious. And so then I realized, oh my God, I never include them actually and tell them. So now, ever since it's been now years ago, I always tell my cats where I go when I
Yep.
come back. If I stay away longer, I will connect with them and I will
Yep.
tell them, listen, telepathically, I will be a bit longer, but I will come back. And
Yep.
when I was in Mexico, I forgot a bit about that, but then the bonding wasn't there yet with my new cats, and I was in the hospital, and everything went so crazy.
Yeah.
And as soon as I got back, they just attached to me like there was no, and I started crying, and all of a sudden I realized, oh my gosh, they didn't know where I was. And, and so now I'm applying it again also with them all the time. And, it doesn't matter, even if I go downstairs just
Right.
throwing away the trash. And I said, listen, I'm just going to go throw away the trash. I'll be right back. And so, but also, and this is an important one, I've been through a lot of stress in the past months. And when Kanu was a baby, I always held him, give him kisses. He slept with me, and it stopped. Why? Because I was stressed. We moved 5 times, etc., and then the whole travel back to Holland. And so I took him apart this week and the past week, and I said, Kano, I'm so sorry that I even considered leaving you behind in Mexico because I was afraid I couldn't pay for it. And it would be too stressful for you, but I wouldn't have missed you in the world. I couldn't have lived with myself if I didn't bring you. I'm so sorry for all the movings we done. I'm so sorry that I didn't have all the attention that I needed to give you. And the same for Tao because she came at the same time. And he lay down on me and he looked at me and he said, Kanu, I love you. And I want you to know that I'm yours and you are mine. And this is your home. And we're not going to move anywhere. And right then and there, he just looks at me and just falls asleep in my arms. And ever since, they sleep with me. And so it's so important. I cannot emphasize this
Yep.
enough how often I've have proved that communication with them, because it's about picturing what you say, right? We talk with words of energy, but at the same time I picture what I'm telling them. So I
Right.
pictured all
And
the moving.
where the problems start is when you picture or what you tell them, for example, oh, don't pee in the pan, pee
Right,
over the, or pee in the pan, don't pee over there. All they see is don't pee in the pan.
right,
You really, whatever it is you want your fur baby, feather baby, scale baby to really appertain to, you really have to feel it. You have to see it in your mind's eye and not the negative. If you feel it, oh, I don't know if they're really going to do this, they're going to do the bad behavior. That's what they're going to
yeah,
pick up on. So that's powerful. It's very powerful. And
right.
by the way, in my free resources, in my 12 tips, I do talk about how you telepathically as well as verbally talk with your animals. So you all may want to check that out.
Yeah,
The link
it's in the
is
description.
in the
Actually, it's in
description.
the
But
ticker.
that
um
12 tips is powerful. I mean, not it's more than just what we're talking about here. So it's
Right.
really
I
powerful.
downloaded it and it's amazing. And I actually, it's in the descriptions, everybody, so that you know that it's there, except for those that are in D Live, which I haven't even checked the chat or
I
if.
know, like, yeah, Micah's, they want to know what's going on. They do. They do
Right.
because they want you to know, hey, I'm here. Hello. Just because I have 4 legs or 3 legs or 2 legs or I fly, I want to know what's going on. Tell me, include me. Life will be
Right.
better.
Actually, somebody here in pill.net is asking, has she said anything about twin cats showing up that you never saw before? Like twin to your own cats. You mean like a double, like some, probably she means like a cat that is identical looking to,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, my
yeah,
God. When animals, yes, when animals come back to us and they're identical to your existing or to your, excuse me, to your fur baby that passed, pay attention.
Yes.
That's real. Yes, that's them.
That's so amazing because I was going to say that before when you were speaking about how they get out of their body earlier. And so I was watching Journey to the Soul, I believe it's called the channel. And
Uh-huh.
she was sharing about how her cat died in a certain spot. And that was her cat for a long time. But then she got a new cat who looked identical, behaved identical, went to all the places that her old cat went, but he was born a day before the other cat died. And so this confirmed to me that because she said it's just like I have a carbon copy of my former cat, but he was born a day before the
What
cat died.
what can happen is they can have a soul agreement where that energy goes into the body. We get, you know how we get downloads of information. We're
Right.
getting downloads. There's times when I'm doing readings, I'll actually feel the energy, literally, of how the animal will act or how the animal will sound. The same thing applies, that they can make that a soul agreement that they can immediately go there, or just guide the animal to where the animal in spirit is coaching the existing pet, the existing puppy, kitten, adult dog. Doesn't matter how old they are. It really doesn't. Even, and this includes the elderly. I do want to talk about that too, the elderly. If anyone here or watching the replay, if you have an elderly dog, I will tell you right now, without talking with your elderly dog, you need to stop focusing on, oh my God, when the time is happening. Oh my God. When your energies are always focusing on how much time you have left with them, as opposed to just enjoying your time with them and being in the present moment, you will actually see that they will live as long as need be. And it can be longer than anticipate. I know Mike is here. Mike
I
is
see that here.
experiencing, Mike Clary, he's experiencing that right now with one of his dogs. Um and
So,
yeah,
wow, I mean, that is very profound because, I remember thinking over the years, like, oh my God, I wouldn't know what to do if I lost my cats. I wouldn't know what to, and then I lost them in 1 week, both of them. I mean, together. And
yeah,
it was like my whole world crumbled. Now, obviously, like you said, that was very needed. And now I understand that. But it's so incredibly powerful to
it
have
is.
this knowledge. And I do definitely recommend to do a workshop about it. I've been reading books about communication. I've been in Mexico, especially. It was so hard on me to be confronted with all these strays and be confronted with so much abuse.
Yes.
And I was like, that asshole, this and that. And then somebody said to me, maybe you were put here right in front of your door where it happened. He said to stop judging. And I was like, ooh, whoa, okay, that's a confrontational one. And I thought, I'm going to think about that one. And indeed, weeks and weeks later, I was like, I am judging these people. But then it's the suffering that just clouded my empathy
Yep.
and that I saw. And so it was really strange for me to see that in my country we don't even have strays, and because it's so small country, and so you know,
It's tearing to the heart. However, there's a reason, and it's all about the life lessons. And yours was learning not to judge,
yes,
not to judge. And I do want to talk about abuse. And I see Dottie has a question. I've said to Oregon, my dog is just clinging more than usual. Yes, yes.
oh
Animals automatically know when they're humans, even before sometimes they're human nodes. They're, the human knows that they are diseased.
wow,
I'm going to recommend, Dottie, that you start meditating if you haven't already. Start becoming aligned with learning the love. Hey, Michelle, learning the love and the compassion that your dog has for two reasons. One, to start allowing your body to relax and heal, and two, to allow so that your dog does not develop any imbalances. Because sometimes humans go so far into living in the past, living in such negativity, that they ignore their bodies, they ignore the signs and signals, and it ends up where the animal actually is diagnosed with something like cancer or leukemia or diabetes or whatever, and then the human goes, I better go to the doctor, and then they
Right.
find out they have the same thing. So it's very, very common. I want to get back though to abuse. I think
Right.
I felt like
And
I
we're
really,
going to have some questions from some people that send in a picture. Um,
yes.
we're going to just do three because, I had to make a selection here. And so I did select the most dire needed ones. So, anyway, yeah, go ahead.
So when it comes to abuse, I know the most common question is like what you experienced, what you saw.
Yeah.
Why do humans do that to animals? Why? They're so beautiful. They're so caring. Well, we, not judging. Is somebody on your lap? Oh, hello, gorgeous.
There's my little baby.
Oh, so
She's
gorgeous.
breaking down the house all the time,
So
but
gorgeous.
she's so sweet. She's so
She
sweet.
wanted to break the energy up right now so that
Right.
it's not so painful for you and everyone else. So she did that. So
Thank you.
you're, no, thank her. You're welcome. Thank her. She's amazing. Beautiful. Abuse happens because it's all based on that soul contract.
Oh,
Now, the soul contract between the human and the animal, in the case that you're seeing, is that the animal agreed before incarnating that they would be willing to experience that from either one human or a group of humans. Could be one, could be more than one. For the humans to awaken and realize, oh my God, I have to stop this.
right.
However, if the animal, excuse me, if the human obviously doesn't learn from this, a couple of things will happen. In that soul contract, that animal knows, you know what? I know I am either going to leave the body because of the devastation, or I will get rescued and be in a new home. Now,
Right.
a lot of times when animals are abused and they go into a new home, they are actually going into that new home, to that new energy, to that new human, not just so that they will heal and have a safe space, but also to help the human, because more than likely the human is at a point. Yes, karma is all part of it. Yes, human, the human is at their point of ready to work on their life lesson of being abused, of being the victim. And the animal comes together to help both of them heal, but that's a process. It's not like, oh, I see the dog in the kennel and oh, I know the history and they were abused and I know I was abused and we're going to work it out together. It doesn't happen like that. The way it happens through our life events, through
Right.
what we are learning about ourselves. It's the journey. Most of my pets were from abusive homes. Yes. Yes.
Bless you. Because,
Steady.
I've seen this a lot in Mexico as well, how, especially the Western expats all there, they would take care of these animals, and the Mexicans themselves, obviously exceptions there, they literally saw animals as, I don't know, a tool, an
Commodity.
entertainment, a commodity. I saw,
Yeah, a
yeah,
thing, a
like
thing. I
this
mean,
horse was
you,
like had to dance, and I'm
yeah,
like, So he would be like smacked, and oh my god, it was horrific. I had to see this every day in front of my nose. And I
Yeah.
said, why are you doing that? And he said, well, he needs to dance. And I said, why does he need to dance? Well, because he's dumb, and if I don't do it this way, then he won't dance. And I'm like, I was about to explode, and I thought, shut it, just don't judge, don't, but it was so hard. It was so hard.
Anytime I'm going to share something, anytime we're observing something, and in your case, sweetie, you get downloads, you're getting information from animals.
Yeah,
Because we talk about this in my animal community mastery program. How do we handle it if we see, if we're getting information from an animal, either they're asking for help or they're like, they're not happy and they're okay, but they're not happy. Like the example, I don't want to be in this store. I want to go home and play with my toys. You have to feel out the circumstance. If in fact you feel at a point where you can say, I know you don't know me. I know you probably think I'm nuts, but I do pick up on energy. I do pick up information on from animals. And can I share with you what your animal wants you to know? Just ask. Just
that's
ask.
exactly where it ended eventually. Because,
That's okay. That's
yeah,
okay. You did your best. And you don't want to be at a place where you put yourself in jeopardy,
no.
trying to have a conversation with somebody. You just don't.
Actually,
You just
I did tell
don't.
them, like, they do feel. And
Yeah.
this one had like two really wounds from the rope, and I said, can I please clean it? And he says, go ahead. And so I started cleaning it, and I saw these eyes of the horse, so thankful, only to see this man putting the rope right over it again. And I was like, okay, calm down, calm down.
That was all part of that. Horse was so appreciative, but that horse also knew it was short-lived, if you will, and that he was still going to be dealing with that human.
Right.
And if that human picked up something like maybe a week later, like, oh my God, maybe you don't know because it, you're not there. But we're not here to judge. We're
No,
here to be coming from love and compassion. If we can offer service, meaning offer support, we do it. If we can't and we're still picking up something, all you need to do is send the animal love and blessings and say, you are fine, you know what you need to do, and you've got this, and I'm sending you a loving light.
exactly. Yeah, I felt powerless, but at the same time,
Planting seed, yeah.
I didn't want to become either. That was what I was so scared of, that I would be insensitive to it eventually, because you see it so much, but that never happened.
Mm-mm.
So I eventually had a whole pack of dogs waiting for my door every day. And I went in the middle of the night at 1 a.m. I actually went and brought them like the foods and
Oh,
water, because they would be deprived in order to 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 break their will. And so I would buy all that stuff and give it to them. But then when I left, I was like, holy crap, now you're actually going back to that old way while I showed you a better way. But now you're going to lose that too. So actually, did I do a good thing by now
you
having
you did every listen you did everything you were supposed to do in that point, time and space, because that's where you were in your journey.
And here's the interesting
And you
thing.
can't, but don't you I want to share something. Don't go into judgment on yourself. Should I have done
No,
more? Did
yeah,
I do that less? Okay, good, good.
I thought about that. And then I realized the whole family where I lived with, that was their dogs, right?
Hmm.
And they looked at me every day, taking care of them, taking care of with natural medicine and everything. And they first, it was like judgmental, like, that woman is crazy. And eventually they saw how the dogs would follow me, not them. And so eventually, all of a sudden, it clicked, and it was like, oh my God, I actually contributed in making them more aware, even if it's just a tiny bit.
Because of your actions, and this is powerful. When we are learning about ourselves, and we're becoming more consciously aware from our heart base. It's a heart based consciousness. And we're becoming more intuitive and we're becoming more lighthearted. It's not about, oh, look at me. This is the way you have to do it. No,
No.
the way other humans, through watching the interaction that you did, Patricia, with those
Mm.
dogs, they had like, wow. You know, when humans watch changes in dogs and like dog training, and I don't want to talk about dog training, but there are some good dog trainers out there. But in the dog trainers that are coming from the heart and
Right.
they're telepathically talking with them, the human is like, oh, now I see it, I understand. So it's not about being there as a spokesperson, it's about amplifying your energy the best way you can with love and compassion. And that's exactly what you did. Kudos.
Yes, and the other part was the children that came. They actually
Oh,
started calling me the animal doctor, and I'm
I
like,
love that. Oh,
right?
that's so cool.
And so I asked these children because I thought, this is the next generation, and they are grown up with that behavior. And I said, "Do you think animals have emotions?" And this little girl was like, "Of course they do." And I was like, "Phew," and so I showed them, and it was amazing actually. And it was only later, and that's when the whole judgment turned into, wait a minute, I'm here to subtly probably teach them like there's way more to animals than the way that.
We teach by showing in
Right.
this case. In this case, it wasn't like, okay, get on a video and start talking like we're talking now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And so would you be okay to go into the like the questions that I have from
Yes. Before
uh
we do that, I see, do our pets communicate with loved ones who have passed away? Absolutely. They communicate with them, they show them signs and signals. I'm going to give you a really quick story. Real quick
go ahead.
story. Connected with the dog, Maddie the dog. She was already in spirit. Her human just wanted to know how she was doing and was there a big message, and we went into her soul contract. But one of the most powerful things that Maddie the dog showed me, I don't question it. As we were ending the communication session, she shows me a red pickup truck. So when I do my communication sessions, I send an MP4 recording. So in the recording, I'm like, well, Maddie's showing me a red pickup truck. I don't know why, but Maddie says, get it, get the red pickup truck. So when the human listened to the recording, she came back to me and said, I don't know anything about a red pickup truck for me, but I asked my daughter because my daughter was thinking about getting a new vehicle. And my daughter said, yeah, I looked at a red, I drove a red pickup truck, and on her phone, she showed her mom, and here's the picture of the truck I drove. I took the picture because I was going to tell you about it. My point in explaining this is that our animals in spirit want to talk with us all the time.
Right.
They have messages for us. Now, do we have to okay, I can't go to work now. I have to talk with all my animals. No. But when you have that need, or when you want to just get a little bit of, could you give me a sign that you're here? They
Yes,
will. Just
they
open your
do.
heart. They do. So
I've experienced it more than anything. I mean, wow, in such a
it's
profound way.
powerful. It's powerful.
Yeah.
I mean, I could talk all day with stories and
Yeah.
readings. I mean, all day long. So I want to get myself comfortable.
Yeah.
I'm going to sit down because I'm standing.
Oh, wait, hang on. I wanna.
Just to get myself comfortable. So there's really not much to see when I connect. I'm just opening my heart and allowing my senses. Do I use all of my senses? I Whatever comes through. So, hearing, smelling, even tasting, feeling things in my body, seeing words. seeing images of whatever, like the red truck. It's whatever comes through.
Right.
So,
So I want to start with one that's very dear to me because, yeah, this
okay.
is actually Luna. And
Luna. Okay.
Luna, I'm going to show the picture.
Oh, hi,
And Luna
Luna.
actually was rescued and by my friend, who is actually going to be my next guest next week on Thursday.
Oh, oh, wow.
And she's also a Chinese medicine studied doctor, American, but lives in Mexico. And she rescued Luna, and 4 days before I left, 5 days before I left for Mexico, Luna was hit by a car. And so she has a lot of guilt feelings about that and wants to know.
Why?
Well, she rescued him because he was attacked by packs of dogs. He had chunks out of his body. And so, but she really didn't have the space to take him in, but she couldn't do anything else because she couldn't cope with the fact that he,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Luna's here. And what are your human's friend's name? What is her name? Sorry.
Marsha, Marsha,
Marsha. Thank you.
Marsha Elizabeth,
Marsha. This was her for her to learn. This was her for her to learn about, believe it or not, about judgment.
him.
Him. Wait, Marsha is male or female?
Oh, sorry, for Marsha. Okay, Marsha's a female. Sorry.
Thank you. And Luna is a male, was male, a male.
Yeah,
See, I just see energy. I don't go male,
yeah.
female.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry
But
to
I
interrupt.
see the picture. Okay, male. So Luna wants Marsha to know, stop the grieving in terms of the guilt. Stop it. Stop beating yourself up. She beats herself up. Marsha beats herself up. She has waves of depression, but it's going on now too long because Marsha has some dates. She's showing me dates of things that she has to take care of, and it means physically not being in the space she is. She has opportunities outside of a different space, and Luna couldn't be part of that. That's one reason why. Luna also, Luna had cancer. Luna had cancer.
Interesting.
Liver. She's showing me liver and kidneys. Liver and kidneys. There was issues with liver and kidneys, and she didn't want Marsha to actually try to save her that way. And she knew by ending her life this way, it would have been quick. But it was all part of that soul contract with Marsha having to understand and learn we are not always in control of everything in our environment. The only thing that we can control is how we are feeling and how we're thinking and what we're doing with ourselves, what we choose to do. And Luna's here to help guide Marsha. Luna is here to continue guiding Marsha on this journey so that Marsha can now make choices that have nothing to do with anybody else's decisions. Because Marsha is very torn. She's so torn. And that's also part of the grieving process and also part of the guilt. She hasn't resolved that. And Luna wants to help her. Wow.
Yeah.
Does that, okay. Do you want me to connect with another fur baby?
Yeah. So actually, it is quite emotional for me because I know the story of Luna, and it was really hard for her, and for me too because he finally found that shell, but she tried to adopt him and she couldn't have the time. She had already two cats and a dog, and rescuing other dogs, saving them, and she didn't have the space, and that's where the guilt comes from. So for him to then run up behind the car, and she thought, oh, he just went back home to find him when she
Mm-mm.
came back. And so that guilt feeling, I totally understand where she's coming from, but at the same time, exactly what you said came to me as well. It's it's part of her um, learning process in this as well.
But understand this, he showed me his body his body was diseased.
Yeah, we didn't know. I don't didn't
Yeah.
know.
Well, like I said, animals know. They know.
Yeah, yeah, they do know, but
And he knew he would not be a part of her.
right. So he would have died anyway.
Right. And he don't it, the soul contract, he knew he sufficed that soul contract with her about learning how to let go and the guilt. And
Right.
that's what she really has to let go of. When our
Okay.
animals pass, do they come back as like shadows? I regularly see out of the corner of my eye. Yes, 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 yes. That is one of the ways that you, Dottie, are getting the energy, getting the signature, getting this the energy, the message that they're there. It's like you do see them out of your corner of your eye, and as soon if that happens again, just be with it. Just slowly do this. Don't quickly go like that, just slowly. You can even close your eyes and turn, or just allow them to come in your presence like this and just feel their energy as well, and open their eyes. I get this up. Fuligan, he plays tricks with me sometimes. I see them out of the corner of my eye, and then I hear a meow, and the others, I'm in the my office is in the basement, so there's another part where the litter boxes are, but there's physically no cats there, but I hear his meow. So that,
Right.
yeah, it's powerful.
So, the next up
Okay.
is let me see. Is actually from my friend Kate. She sent in both dogs, but we had limited time, so I'm gonna go with the one that has most priority, which is Rishi and Reishi. Actually,
Reishi.
Reishi, Reishi. And
Reishi.
so,
Oh, hi, Reishi. Hello,
and
sweetie.
he's also a rescue, and he wants to know why he wants to attack all dogs.
She has anxiety. It's like a catch 22. Before she rescued him, he was with another, he was with, oh, a lot of kids, like a family situation.
She's with her son now, but
No,
yeah,
no, no,
I
before.
oh, I don't know. I have no
Right,
idea.
right. Before Rashi came to her, to Kate,
Right, to
he was,
her son. Yeah.
he, anyway, there, it was encouraged. It was encouraged that he be aggressive. They wanted him to be aggressive. However, what's going on now is you he came to you, you probably heard stories of him being aggressive, and that's in the back of your mind. Oh, I hope he doesn't attack the male person. Oh, I hope we can't go to the dog park because he's going to attack somebody. Oh my god, I got to leave him in the car, but it'll probably like foam up because he's barking left and right because he's left in the car. So what's going on is he's showing me this. He's the car, showing me the car, showing me the conversations. He paces too. He's showing me how he paces. Kate, if you're watching this, what you need to do, sweetie, is you need to let go of all the history you have in the back and the forefront of your mind. And you now have to just say, I understand. I know that when we go out, you're going to be fine. We're going to be around other animals and we're all safe. Now that's another area. You guys think he's like a protection dog. That's okay. But there's another way to have him be, to give him a job of protecting. And that is just bark. Let us know somebody's coming to the house. Let us know. Just bark. No, you don't. And you don't want to use the words, don't attack. You say, Risha, just bark and let me know. And by the way, I'm very safe. The kids are safe. But you can let us know. He needs a job also. He's got a lot of energy and he wants a job. He needs to have a job. So when nobody's at the house, give him the job to watch the house. Another job he wants, he like, is he a retriever almost? Does he like carrying things? He shows me carry things in his mouth.
I wouldn't know. It's actually Kate's son's dog,
Okay,
and yeah,
he wants a job, so give him a job. You talk with him, whatever image you have in your mind. If you say, no, don't attack us, don't bite us, don't, you know, that's what he's going to do. So you have to replace that with, hey, when we go for a walk, we're going to have a great time. We're all safe. You, if you want to socialize with other dogs, you can. They're safe. It's all good. I didn't say one word about do not bite somebody, do not attack somebody. I didn't use those words, and I don't have that in my mind's eye. That's what Kate and Kate, your son, has to do. This is so I'm picking up. Son is like in their teens,
mhm.
20s, maybe in an older body, but is very. Don't take this the wrong way, but is very young, very immature.
Actually,
He's
well,
showing me he's showing me he's here to help the son ground himself, become more presence.
right.
There's energy. It's like there's a lot of
It's all
energy there.
over the place. Yes,
It's
I
all
can
over the place,
relate.
scattered.
I haven't met him, but I know he is 36 or something, and he's been in the military, but he's also very skilled and creative um, and everything. And so, and they're coming from the UK, so they are used to having lots of animals and shepherds and all that stuff. So,
He needs a job, and his her son will understand that he does need a job, but the job is not about attacking someone. He is not trained to do that. He is not. If his son is done with the military and
yeah,
Risha
yes,
is not there to be a military dog, service dog in that way,
no,
but Risha is there to help service this young man so
right.
that he can ground himself, and because he's got a lot of trauma. He does have a lot of trauma.
I can totally understand that somebody is also
That's where
having.
all the
Right, that makes sense now. I haven't even met him personally, but it does make sense if you think about somebody that has been in the military, right? So, yeah.
Mhm.
All
And
right.
if he's super aggressive around him, that again, that's reinforcing the behavior that was allowed or taught to Risha when he before he was rescued.
Yeah, he wants to attack other dogs,
Yeah,
and
he's in protection mode. So
yeah,
there's he and the humans around Risha have to give him a reason not to feel anxiety, or that if they're paranoid, if they're scared, if they're, oh my god, I was attacked and I'm going to get attacked again by a human, the dog is doing dog's doing what, dog's trying to protect the human.
right.
But if that is really, like I said, whatever the humans are going through, and it's collective in this case, it's both the Kate and the son, it's the collective energy. So
Yeah.
this is all life lessons.
Yeah, Kate is actually trying to help him out with the dog, and she's like, she has these two amazing border collies, and so she's already used to dogs anyway. But
Right. And Kate can't compare. That's one thing you can't
yeah,
and this is not connecting with Risha right now. We can't compare and say, oh, my two dogs are better than that dog because that dog has problems.
right,
That, oh my God, that will make the circumstances worse. And that is judgment, and that's low vibration. And
right. Yeah, I can see that. All right. Well, thank you so much for that one. I don't see Kate in the chat because I know that she had problems with internet. Thank you, Mexico. But that's how it works over there.
Mhm.
The last one is actually for Alexa. It's about her cat. And
Okay.
actually, let me. So we're talking Gaia here, I would say. Alexa asked Gaia, is she happy with her current home situation? And I know Alexa's in the chat as well. So
Hi, Alexa again. Thank you. Yes. And also with that cat, they are inseparable.
really, Theo.
Yeah. So, are you growing plants? Are you, Alexa, are you growing any plants? Like, even, you're welcome. Are you growing plant? He's showing me lots of plants that they're eating. Excuse me, Gia, Gia. You have to remove some of those plants because they're not safe. Replace them with catnip. That's one thing. Plants and cats are super, super challenging. Something else, Gia likes to go in your closet and you can't find her.
She
Yeah,
doesn't have plants.
I do have plants. They used to eat them, but they don't
Oh,
anymore.
yeah.
Right. Yeah, they she wants Gail want he wants more catnip. He's just showing me catnip. And Gail likes to go into your closet, so keep that closet open. Yeah. I'm not picking up any physical issues. Oh, you get upset when he sneezes. Do you get upset when he sneezes? You think he's going to get a cold or something? He's like me. She gets upset when I sneeze. It's not often. You don't go down that path, Alexa.
Are we talking about Gaia or oh,
Gaia
oh,
the cat. You have a cat in
right.
front of me.
So she's asking me, yeah, is she happy with her? They have a new puppy, and is she happy with that? Because, well, Gaia tends to retreat a lot and not be involved.
Yeah, you can't push it. She's her own person. Don't push the relationship. And you need to spend as much time with her as you do with everybody else and don't judge her. Give her space with that. Somebody's sneezing. There is somebody sneezing. But don't push. You don't want to push her to have to get along. Yeah, just give her space. And also, you have to remember, right, but you have to remember a puppy has such amount of energy. When you introduce them, did you just like did you introduce like have the puppy just come into the house, or did you put the puppy in a separate room for a little bit so that the puppy could get used to the energy and the cats could get used to the puppy? Did you do that at all? And how new is this? Because I feel like this has been going on for a while, but how new is this? Elvis sneezes constantly because of his. That's what I was picking up. This is what happens. This is what happens when I do these lives. I have more than one just
Oh,
energy
that's
here.
interesting. I'm just thinking Tao does it.
So don't get now if it's
No, it's not
then
like
because
that.
yes, puppy came in right away. That's the problem. In a few weeks. That's a problem. That's the problem. But you can fix this. Here's how to fix this. Whenever we introduce, and you don't feel guilty about this, but in for future reference, anybody ever introducing a new animal to a pack of animals, regardless of the type of pack of animals, you always have the new animals stay in their own space for a couple of days so that the existing animals can go to that door, sniff under the door, they can put their paws under, they can get each other, they can get used to that. Theo and Gia don't. Okay. So but because you didn't do that, it's very important to give Gia, did I say Gia
Gaia,
or
Gaia,
Gaia? Gaia.
Gaia,
Gaia. Gaia. Gaia.
Gaia, Gaia.
Gaia.
As
Thank
in
you.
Mother Earth,
And
Gaia.
then Mother Gaia, all of Gaia. Just like you give Mother Earth respect, you give Gaia respect. Respect where Gaia's coming from. Let Gaia know it's okay. You want to go into the other, that's why she likes going in your closet. Okay, I get that now. Give her that space. Let her do that. And you also talk with the puppy. I don't, did you say
Nala.
Elvis? Wait,
Oh,
no, that's a different person.
her puppy is Nala. It's
Nyla, beautiful.
Nala.
Nyla. So what you need to do is explain to Nyla that she needs, so she likes to be more alone. For now, give her space so that she will come to her own. And so that Nyla is, you need to explain to Nyla to also, hey, let's play over here. We're going to give Gia space.
Gaia.
Gaia, why don't I don't know. I don't know why I have that brain. It's in my brain. But you needed to give Gaia space. And he will
Interesting. Maybe that was supposed to be her name to begin with.
uh,
Sometimes, you know.
sometimes finish sometimes and just wait a minute. Okay, so she likes to be more alone and just something more to accept. It's not about accepting they're not going to get along. This is where you come into play, Alexa. You have to shift your energy and actually, just like you manifest beautiful things in your life, you manifest them playing together, but give it space. She came from a barn. Okay, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where she came from. She's here now. She's in the house. You have to be in the present moment. But being in the present moment doesn't always mean, oh my God, are they going to attack each other again?
Well, no, it's not like, yeah, she attacks. Actually, Theo is fine with everybody, which is the one in the front. But Gaia is the one retreating completely from everything and everybody.
Well, Theo can help. You can ask Theo to help you, to help Gaia.
Right.
You can do that.
Because here's an interesting thing. Her mom actually has a very close bond with Gaia. And she lost her partner. And that's when Gaia came into the picture 2 months ahead.
Mm-hmm.
And so now it's like, should she leave Gaia with her mother, or should she keep Gaia with her and Theo and Nala, the puppy?
Keep them together. This is part of your journey. This is something by separating them, you're going to have anxiety over that. You're going to feel guilty over that. And you're going to create anxiety. And she's going to be like, excuse me, he's going to be like, why am I being punished? What did I do? I'm just,
Oh, but she does have a really close bond. Her mom lives with her because after her partner
so
died.
I'm confused. I got a lot of people here. You're explaining there's a lot of people around her. The
Right,
point, here's the bottom line. Everybody has to be energetically on the same page.
right. Well,
That's the bottom line.
that makes sense a lot.
If somebody is, well, maybe we should let her go back to the barn. But guess what? If one person is constantly thinking that, she's going to get the message. She'll get out. She'll go to that barn. She's not welcome. You're not welcoming her there. You
Right.
all have to be on the same page, and you have to feel good about it. But you can't think about the past. You can't think about, oh, why aren't the puppy and the cat getting along together? You have to be in the present moment. You just have to be in that present moment and envision them getting along. Now, it's going to take time. How long, how much time? I don't know. That's up to them. And there is karma there. Somebody asked about, does karma really exist? There is karma there. There's karma between dog and cat, puppy and cat.
Right.
Powerful.
Wow, that was
Wow.
amazing. I mean, it really touched me because to me it makes sense, all of it. You know, uh, yeah. She says Theo seems to sometimes be rough with Gaia, and I have a feeling that too comes from the human mind again, doesn't it?
Yes,
Um,
absolutely. It's upsetting. Listen, I'll be the first. I've seen dog and cat fights. I've seen dog fights. I've seen cat fights. It is very traumatic. Even just the beginning where the fur picks up and everybody arches and you know, the best way when that happens is from coming from a calm state.
Yeah.
Give that space. And I mean, when my cats play, they can get super aggressive. And I literally telepathically tell Sugar, give Trip space. Give Trip space. And Sugar like looks around, he gets off the bed and he walks away.
Right.
And I say it with love. I said, Trip needs space. Give him space. I say it with love and they get it and they move on. But you've got to come from love and compassion. If you come from anxiety or you come from anger or you come from fear, oh my God, fear overtakes us. And our animals, oh, they will show you. Oh, you're going to be fearful? They will show that. They will
Yes.
show that.
I definitely have a experience with that. Even where cats, all of a sudden, I had a panic attack, and this cat came. It was actually I was at a friend's house. This cat from her just came lying next to me and started purring, and all of a sudden, I just calmed down completely, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" And because we know the purrs are frequencies, right?
Right.
And so, yeah, lately I've been really heavy energetically, but I noticed my cat's doing the same. Well, Kano, you don't hear him purr, but she, because she's deaf, she purrs all the louder. And which is interesting because she comes lying to me at my chest and then starts purring. And I literally feel it in my heart, right?
That's a calming. That is
Yeah.
her calming. And when cats do pity paws or make biscuits,
Oh,
whether
yeah.
they're doing that on you or on the sofa or the pillow, and you're watching them, that is another sign that they're not only calming themselves down because they want to take a nap, but they're also calming you down.
Wow. I didn't know that one. I
Mhm.
thought that came from because they were taken too early from their moms.
What? That they do pity
When,
paws on you?
yeah, or well, when they do it with the sucking, because that's actually what Tao does a lot.
Oh, well, sometimes, but I
Yeah.
mean, like Sugar, he was definitely taken away too soon from his mother.
Yeah,
And
they too, both of them.
yeah, he comes up to me and he does suckling on my
Yeah.
shirt. But I'll also tell him I'm sleeping, not, we'll do this later or tomorrow. And he's like, okay, I'm good. I'll go
Bully.
back to your feet. Because I don't want to wake up
Actually,
with a wet sore shirt.
I actually started saying to Tao, like communicating. I said, "You're safe now, and
Yes.
I am your mommy now in that sense, and you're safe."
Yes.
And she started doing it less and less now, the whole sucking, because it was really drooling all over the place.
It is.
And
It is.
but now she's doing the biscuits only, and so that I find really cute. So, but
It's
I
cute.
was a bit concerned about the excessive sucking because she was taken away 4 weeks at
Yeah,
4 weeks
that
old.
really is too soon.
Yeah,
But the fact that she now knows that she is so safe with you, you're
yeah.
seeing a transition with this. You're seeing her moving away. And there's nothing wrong with actually putting a wonderful pillow like right near you so she can do her pity paws on the pillow,
She
but
does
not
have that.
on you.
Yeah,
Ju-
she have no, she has her own pillow,
oh, okay.
actually.
Okay.
I actually had a pillow in Mexico and I cut a piece off because that was her pillow and I thought I have to bring a piece of that with me. And so it is I made that I brought it specially for her and
Oh, that's so sweet.
so she's using that and I put it in my arms and then she goes off on it. But
I
you
love
know,
that. Oh,
yeah, but anyway, you know what I want to say to the audience. So, first of all, learning how to do animal communication and being more aware of our animals or animals in general, even if you don't have your own, um, it also teaches you yourself to heal because
yes.
with me trying to communicate with them, I instantly actually. talking to myself as well, because you are forced to be in the present in order to communicate with them. And so for that, only for that, I would recommend like doing a workshop on animal communication and learning how to connect with animals, even on the street, because with your own animals it's more difficult, I found, but with strange animals, like I told, like the communication I get, and I'm like, wait, that came out of the blue. And so but it actually forces me also to be in the now moment,
Yes.
right?
I mean, that's the other reason why we're so gravitated to having animals in our life, because unconsciously there is something about them that makes you feel in the moment. Hello. Like
Right.
all you want to do is watch a kitten play. All you want to do is watch a puppy be of joy and happiness and run around. I mean, is that not
Exactly.
being in the present moment? Yeah.
Right. And actually, I love this. Don, who says, I just watched the movie Street Cat Named Bob.
Oh,
Now, I read both the books actually,
oh,
and then I watched the movie. The book is better, but this is actually a real cat in London, and this guy is just on the street with his guitar, and he takes the cat everywhere, and the cat goes everywhere with this guy. And I find it interesting that it's more guys that actually dare to just say, I don't care if it's a cat or the dog, just bring it on. And they go on their shoulder, on the bike, everywhere. And I tried doing that, but I think as a woman, we tend to be more careful, like, oh, what if something happens? And what if this? And what if
yeah.
that? Right. And so on YouTube, you see so many men that actually have cats that they just bike around with.
Yeah, they
And
do. I mean, it's free spirited, and yet the human is very protective. Meaning, he mostly the men, they have the garb, the vests, everything, the helmets. I mean,
and
and the
the
animal
broader
knows.
shoulders,
Yeah,
right?
and the animal knows that he or she is safe. They just know it, and
Yeah.
that's their way of life. And you know, it's powerful. One other subject too, because I get a lot of I love community. Oh, Debbie, thank you so much for that. Yeah, we every other week we talk with animals, and then the other weeks we actually dive in, tapping into your intuition and diving into really understanding what your emotions, how your emotions play, and how to work with that. But I want to share with you, a lot of people are like, yeah, I just got a kitten and I'm going to let them free roam. They have to free roam and be outdoors. And if they ask me my opinion, I will give it.
Right.
If they don't ask me and they say, why did my cat die so soon? Was he an outdoor cat? Yes. Outdoor cats don't have statistically as much of a long life as an indoor cat. But that doesn't mean an indoor cat will live longer than an outdoor cat. I just think, certain things are more of a protocol or safer for a cat to be indoors as opposed to outdoors. And can an outdoor cat get used to being in an indoor cat? Yes. It's all
Very
about
good.
your energy. It's all about, hey, we're going to have fun. This is the way it is. You get so many windows. Of course, I'm going to open the window and there'll be a safe screen for you so you can smell all you want of the outdoors. Anyway, I wanted to share that.
I actually tried that on the balcony. It's a freaking disaster
Well,
because,
that's different. That balcony, I saw a picture of that and I was going to ask you about that.
yeah.
um if you can create or get some kind of mesh or something where they're safe, they can't get through, you're going to have self-confidence and they're going to be more comfortable about it.
Well, actually, they are super comfortable, but too comfortable, for my opinion, because,
Well,
you
see,
know,
that's what I'm talking about. too,
yeah,
too
Tao
comfortable, in
tries
my
to get
opinion. What does
out.
that imply? What does that statement imply?
Right. Yeah, I get.
You see, we think we got it all, and I'm the same
Right.
way. Oh God, trust me, I mean, we're all here on the same journey. We have to really pay attention to our words
Right.
and the deeper meaning behind them.
Right, right.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you did there because I'm like, oh my God, I just created that.
Great.
So
Oh my
yeah,
God, this has been wonderful. This has been
it is,
wonderful.
it is. And this is what I love about it, because you become so conscious about, first of all, how you use your thoughts, but also how you use your words, whether it's to your animals, but also to get to yourself,
Yeah.
right?
Oh my God. Yes. Oh, the things you learn and learn. That's why we're here every day. And if you ever wake up and say, I think I've learned everything I need to learn.
Hey,
Really?
yeah, then you can die happily, right?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. I don't know. Oh my goodness.
So anyway, I just want to thank you for being here,
Thank you.
and to tell a story. I definitely want to have you back because
I would love that.
it's too much fun. And you're simultaneously actually streaming on your own website, on your own YouTube as well. All the links are below. I put everything in there.
Thank you.
Go check out her website and the freebie she has about teachings, but also the workshop. I actually purchased it about the grief, and oh my God, some light bulbs went off on that one. But yeah, it's amazing, and I definitely am considering to go into that group as well that you have, because
Oh, we would love to have you. Oh my goodness.
yeah, I'd love to, because it's also for my own spiritual development.
I do have, for those that are watching, as well as for yourself, I have a link that I'll give to you, and you can put it wherever you want, or I'll message you. It is a 7-day free trial. So you will have access to not just all of my previous recordings of our meetings, and which include animal communication sessions, but you'll have access to my other workshops that were already pre-recorded on how to communicate with animals and practice communicating with those animals, as well as my 2 courses. I have a crystal healing for animals certification course, and I have a general Reiki animal course. It's just a general Reiki, how Reiki works. And it's just to open up your heart to see if that's something you want to pursue down the road. But it's a beautiful, it's free. It's all part of the community.
Oh, that's
So,
great. So thank you
oh,
so much for
yeah,
that. And
you're
I
so
will
welcome.
put it in the description of every channel except D Live, because it's a bit difficult. Go
Right.
to YouTube. It's always there, or Rumble, or pill.net. I will put it in the comments at pill.net so that you guys can find
Oh,
that
thank you.
link, and follow it if you like. And or I can share it even on my Telegram, actually. That would be a good one.
Let's just share it here because I want people who have been watching this,
Right, that's a good
because
idea.
it's a 7-day free trial, and then I mean I know I'm going to get bombarded with a lot of people signing up, and
Right.
I really want to
Okay.
be conscientious of everybody, and
Okay.
be able
So
to
here's an
honor and
idea.
answer your questions.
Can you put the link in the private chat here in Restream, and
I
then I
can
can actually put it in the chat, and it just goes to whomever is watching right now.
I can just give me a second. Let me go find it. And somebody just asked me if I do private readings. I do.
She
I
does.
do. If you go to my link that Patricia has provided, you'll see my services. Click that one. Trying to get to my notes, my little snippet notes where I have it.
Yeah,
So
I'm
let
going
me
to put it in the chat on pill.net, on Rumble, and on D Live and YouTube. Well, pretty much everybody's watching now can use this link.
okay. Just give me a
And
second.
oh, thank you for that one. Lori Ruby says that group changed my life. I can believe that, because it's absolutely so powerful to learn these things, right? And yeah, amazing that you guys get a 7-day free trial. And
Okay, let's go here. I found the private chat.
oh, that's good. Okay, here we go, guys. I'm gonna share it here in the chat,
Yeah.
and then on those where I can usually not share it on Restream. So I'll put it in
Oh,
here, and I'll put it in D Live.
Again, Patricia, I want to thank you
Sorry.
so much for this beautiful time, and I want to thank the people that are on my channel as well as the people that are in my group, my existing mastery animal mastery program group, who have been with me. Oh my goodness, you guys are amazing! Thank you so much for being here
Thank
and just
you also for being
directing.
here. Hi, Alara. A bit late to the party. We're just heading out. But so anyway, go check everything that you see in the description. Go check out um, her website and the freebies that she has there.
Yes.
And for anybody, everybody that was
Oh,
here, thank you so much for being
thank
here.
you.
And
Oh,
thank you for teaching us, right? Because this is so important, and I will have to get you back because,
I would love that.
um, yeah, it's so important. There's so many topics on animals when it
Yeah,
comes
we
to
could, whatever your watchers, your viewers, your members, whatever, is prominent that they're really asking for, we could spend an hour talking about
right.
just that.
We
Just
could
that.
do a Q&A as well, right?
Oh yeah.
As a
Oh,
follow-up.
absolutely. And I love doing these lives because it's live. It's
And it's fun,
it's
right?
fun.
So we can just do a Q&A or whatnot, and
Yeah.
it's fun to do. And there are so
Oh,
many topics about this, to be honest. And I've always wanted
oh
to
yeah.
have an animal communicator, and there you are. So my actual first guest since I'm back in Europe. So
Oh, I
um,
feel honored. Oh, I feel so honored. Thank you for that. Thank
yes.
you.
And then Monday I will be back again. Actually, let me pass it on to you. Like, where can
Sure.
people find you besides your website? I
Oh,
obviously put the links in the web in the description, but
right. When you go to my link tree, which that's the main link, it's a purple tree at the very bottom. There's a contact information there, as well as all of my other social medias. So I'm on TikTok, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, and yeah, so you can find me there. Um, yeah. Is that what you were asking? I
yeah,
get really, I'm like a little lightheaded right now because I did a lot.
I get that. I get that. Don't worry about it. So, thank you all for being here. I will be back on Monday with a solo, and then next Thursday I will be back with my friend Marsha, who's Chinese medicine acupuncturist, and we're going
I
to
want
talk
to be on
about.
that. I'm going to
Yeah,
watch.
we're going to talk about that healing. And then today I saw this veterinarian acupuncturist and
Ooh,
a Chinese medicine for for actually animals. And I'm going to try to get her on actually because actually thank you Alexa for sending that to me because I'm definitely going to text her and ask if she is willing to come on because healing of animals a natural way is another one that is absolutely important. So, and I'm big on the healing and the health stuff as
exactly.
well for humans as animals. So,
Exactly. I love that. Dottie was asking, what's your TikTok? It's Dulsanea, Dulsanea. And I am the only one that in my bio that says I will not message you for a reading because my account has been copied up the
oh gosh.
wazoo.
Right? Yeah. Oh, we all been there. I mean, if for some thing or another, I
It's
have my
crazy.
channel on Telegram, and it's crazy how many copycats. But so good that you said that. Anyway, thank you all for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for all these wise lessons. And I will see everybody again on Monday, and or maybe Saturday. I might be a host on Grasshopper again, so or Friday. But just keep an eye on that. That will be on Rumble. However, for now, I wish you all a great night and bless all of you.
Oh, thank
Thank you.
you. See ya.
See you all.